Welcome to Strip Couplet, where we squeeze the bigger picture out of literature. I'm Adrian Ford, and we are here for a uh, something of a review of what we did, a wrap-up video, I suppose they are called in the vernacular, of what happened in August of 2023, the fifth consecutive month of daily uploads. I think I'm going to try to get through September with daily uploads. There is a TBR for September on the channel if you did miss that, in which I go through what the reading will be for September. But here we're going to talk a little bit about what it was that we did in August. On Tuesdays during the month, the first of the month was a Tuesday, we read through Dubliners by James Joyce. We are through A Little Cloud. I believe that was 9, short story 9 from Dubliners. So just real quick, if you don't have a copy of it, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I guess it's just 8. We are 8 parts through Dubliners. There are 15 short stories in the series, so we will get through those sooner or later. Next month will take us through 12, the 12th short story, I believe. But we went through After the Race, the first time I had ever read that short story, I believe, and it was not the greatest short story in the collection. It was a short story that I had to really dig into to be able to find something to talk about. It was very confusingly written with the characters involved. There were a whole lot of names thrown at you very early and whatnot. Two Gallants, the second video on the channel for the short story Two Gallants. The Boarding House. I thought The Boarding House was a really good one. It was one that really sort of shows that what James Joyce is really doing is working with characters. The Boarding House was a very character-centered piece, in that the characters involved in Boarding House were all sort of surprising in ways. After the Race, I thought was just sort of a Fitzgerald and short story, but the Boarding House really was not. A Little Cloud, an interesting short story, but probably from the ones that we covered this month, Two Gallants was, I would venture as to say, was the best. On Wednesdays, it was Wild Card Wednesday, but really what that ended up being was Charles Bukowski Wednesday, as we ended up doing I'm in Love. We Dream It Is Good We Are Dreaming is an Emily Dickinson poem, but we also did You Cannot Put a Fire Out and Carson McCullers on Wednesdays, as well as the wrap-up video here today. On Thursday, we did one of the Hemingway short stories that I was hoping to get into, but those are a lot of work for me. I take them too seriously. That's one of the things that has been eye-opening about doing Dubliners by James Joyce, is that I don't take James Joyce quite as seriously as I do, for example, Ernest Hemingway, or as I do Emily Dickinson. And because I do not, I am able to give an honest take quickly on those short stories, versus Ernest Hemingway, that it takes me too long. I already have the first Ernest Hemingway for next month done, so we will have at least one of the promised 4, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I've already done the video for the capital of the world. The second one is what I believe to be the shortest Ernest Hemingway, and then there is The Snows of Kilimanjaro, which is, I believe, a longer Ernest Hemingway. So we will get through at least one Ernest Hemingway, but I think we'll get at least 3 of the 4 covered. Now, one of the things that has kept me going consecutive daily uploads for so long is that I'm willing to not come through with what I have said. Yeah. I'm willing to drop it and do a poetry discussion instead, because I work a full-time job, I work a part-time job. I've been getting in 200 miles a month for walking and running, so that has been time consuming. Fridays through the month, for 3 of the 4 Fridays in August, we did the Weekly Reader, a podcast that I am starting to do here on the channel, which in which what I do is I try to ask a big question around literature, then give a poem reading, give an excerpt from a book or short story, and finally interact with some of the comments from the previous episode. So the issues that we covered this month were: Is Literature Dead? That was episode 1. Episode 2 was Is Stephen King a Classic? And episode 3 was Why Do We Read? And then on the final Friday of the month, I made a poetry discussion, for Here I Am. Now, on weekends, I believe weekends belonged exclusively to Charles Bukowski this month, and they will belong exclusively to Charles Bukowski next month. The Blackbirds Are Tough Today, Young in New Orleans, Death Wants More Death, The Meek Shall Inherit the Earth, What Can We Do, What's the Use of a Title, For Jane, and Pull a String, A Puppet Moves. That's 8 Bukowski discussions right there, but there are also Wednesdays, so 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, I believe 15 Charles Bukowski poetry discussions this month. My goal, I turn 38 soon. My goal during that year of my life, I set yearly goals at my birthday, is to have 100 Bukowski poetry discussions. The playlist as it stands is 85 poetry discussions. So I have 15 left to do. I am scheduled to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think 8, actually, because the final day of September will be a wrap up. But 8 more next month, which will put me in the 90s. And then I want to start chipping away at Emily Dickinson. I want to get that playlist up to 100 videos as well. And the only day really left to talk about is Mondays. Mondays next month will belong to Sylvia Plath, a poem by poem read-along of The Big Yellow Book by Sylvia Plath. This month we got through Ode for Ted, Fire Song, Summer's Day, Through a Summer's Day, something like that. I spilled coffee on my notebook, so I don't have the title. Where is it here? Song for a Summer's Day. And Two Sisters of Persephone. So those were Mondays through August. I really enjoy doing daily videos, daily uploads. The one thing that it stops me from doing is it stops me from getting the sort of higher production value videos out. And next month I want to start Holly from Stephen King, so there will be that. But I still have to finish up the series on Fairy Tale. I still have to finish up the series on No Longer Human. And I really want to start my Emily Dickinson series, that is the Dickinson Darkly series that I'm going to be doing on the channel. But those are all higher production value. So next month, I think, is going to be the final month of the daily upload stuff. And after that, I will get back to really more of the... I think I'm going to get back to Mondays through Fridays. Mondays will be poetry. Friday will be the weekly reader. I want to have at least a short story a week, so we're going to see how that works. Holly will, I'm not sure how long Holly will take me. I'm not sure how many chapters or anything that it is. So we will see from there and move forward accordingly. But yeah, that's what I had for the month of August and a little bit about what we are to expect in September. If you like or appreciate what I do here, hitting the like button really does help me out on the channel, as it tells YouTube to share this video with other literature lovers. And if you find yourself here by chance but not design, consider hitting the subscribe button in order to stick around for more, because I'd love to have you back for the next one.